Connecticut lawmakers try to reintroduce Ethan's Law at the federal level. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for nurse certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. Let's talk about this. Now, if you've been in Connecticut long enough, you know this situation. There's no need for me to rehash that. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go back and bring some actual facts into this situation. But teen Ethan Song out in Guilford, he and a friend were playing with a firearm. The firearm discharged and it struck him and killed him. We know about that. What had happened was the homeowner was not charged criminally because he did actually have firearm locks on those firearms, which these teenagers figured out how to take off. So he could not be charged because he actually complied with state law at the time. The parents of Ethan Song went to the Connecticut legislature and had them pass Ethan's Law, which technically is a gotcha law, as far as I'm concerned. It not so much that it tells you must lock up your firearms, which you should do anyway. What it does is it increased the level of security so that if anything were to happen, you could criminally hold the owner of the firearms liable for it, even if they did not know that somebody else had access to the guns. So it's not so much a constructive law, because most laws are not constructive, they're punitive. Okay, let's be honest about that. But I want to jump over here and I'm going to put a little video out there for you, just to hear our usual talking heads. You know, Blumenthal and Murphy and Delora, they are the poster children for term limits. But let's just go ahead and get context.
Almost 5 years after Kristen and Mike Song lost their son, Ethan, they're still fighting to see change. In 2018, 15-year-old Ethan Song accidentally shot himself with a gun found in a Tupperware container in the closet over at a friend's house in Guilford. Since then, Ethan's parents and lawmakers have been fighting for Ethan's Law. The legislation would create federal requirements for safe gun storage and strict penalties for any violations. It would also provide incentives for states to create and implement safe storage laws. The House of Representatives passed the bill last year in part of the Protecting Our Kids Act. Supporters say it will lower accidental shootings, suicides, and even crime-related shootings. There is tough opposition from other federal lawmakers who say it will hinder teens from being able to protect themselves or their families. Now in the new year, Senator Richard Blumenthal and other state leaders are returning to the drawing board, reigniting the push for safe storage.
Millions of children are living in households with unsafely stored guns. They and their families are at risk of the nightmare. Congress is complicit in that bloodshed if it fails to pass Ethan's Law.
A law that Ethan's parents believe would have saved his life. Officials are hopeful for full bipartisan support and are hoping this is the year it passes not only in the House, but of course in the Senate as well. This as Ethan's parents honor what would have been his 20th birthday tomorrow. In New Haven, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61 News.
Heard that and you saw that. Now, I want to bring some facts into this, because this is important. Okay? This was an accidental shooting. And I have an article here. Okay. And come down to right here. Now, I want to come to this line because it's important we all know this. Mr. Song's death was a tragic event in that he accidentally shot himself in the head with a .357 Magnum handgun, which means he pulled the trigger. Okay? Which was stored in the master bedroom closet at the location where he was shot. Mr. Song did not reside at this location and he was not related to the gun owner. It was his friend. Fine. This handgun was one of 3 which was owned by an adult male who resided at the home. On the date in question, it appears that all 3 weapons had been stored in a cardboard box inside of a large Tupperware container in the closet. Each weapon was secured with an operable gun lock. As I said prior, they figured out how to take them off. There is no evidence that the gun used was loaded at the time it was stored within the closet. The gun was unloaded, which means they figured out how to load them. However, ammunition for the gun was located within the same small box next to the weapon used inside of the Tupperware container. It appears that this small cardboard box was hidden under some clothing in the larger Tupperware container. Subsequent investigation has established that the keys to the gun locks on the 3 weapons were hidden in the same Tupperware container in a separate area, hidden under other clothing. Okay, so they found the keys, got into the box. Now, these were key locks. The key lock opened them up, figured out how to load them, and that the accident happened. Every child that I have instructed, I drive home the first rule. Treat every firearm as if it is loaded at all times. I make them write it down. I drive it home. I make a damn nursery rhyme out of it. Anytime I tell them, you are at a home where there is a firearm present, and that firearm is in the hands of somebody who has no authority to have it, you remove yourself from that situation immediately. Remove yourself from the situation and inform an adult as to what is going on. Gun Safety 101. Somebody just did not teach these children the plain basics of gun safety. Period. No one did. But then it's the homeowner's fault, which they sued. I'm telling you now, we'd be in court. Okay? I would not settle that one. I'd be fighting that one. Okay? Because I'm pretty sure if the owner of these guns knew that his son was in there messing around with them, I'm pretty sure, hey, I get black on him in a minute. You best believe that. So we'd be going to court over that. I wouldn't settle anything. That's just me personally. Okay? I'm a big proponent of securing your firearms. It's common sense, especially if you get kids in the house. But when they go to this extreme of not only unlocking the guns, but loading them, I go all the way back to the original sin of not teaching them firearm safety in the first place. That's just me. But as I said, they're trying to bring this up at the federal level. And in my opinion, this is just a gotcha law to hold people criminally accountable if somebody gets access to the firearms who should not have access to them. It's not so much making people lock things up, because you can't regulate behavior. You can't. So if somebody's irresponsible, they're irresponsible. And in this case, I don't find the owner of these firearms to be irresponsible. He did have gun locks on them, and they were, from all indications, unloaded. Okay. So once again, we're gonna have something else we got to keep an eye on and watch how this, parades through. Of course, with the Republican-controlled House, if it doesn't pass, immediately Blumenthal and Murphy are going to stand up there and say, "Oh, Republicans don't care about children," because that's just typical politics. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.